Pronunciation Practice 1, Unit 8, Lessons 29 to 32 by BP Tujanmoko, Sanata Dharma University, Yogyakarta. In this unit, we're going to have Lesson 29, the consonant sh, a voiceless palatal fricative. Lesson 30, the consonant j, a voice palatal fricative. Lesson 31, the consonant ch, a voiceless palatal affricate. Lesson 32, the consonant j, a voiced palatal affricate. Lesson 29, the consonant sh. The consonant sh is produced by raising the middle of the tongue against the palate. The movement of the tongue is not followed by the vibration of the vocal cords. Sh is a voiceless consonant. We don't have the vibration of the vocal cords. And during the production of sh, the lips are rounded. So in fact, we can see whether a student pronounces the word correctly or not by seeing the shape of the lips. During the production, we have the lips rounded. The consonant occurs like in sure, sharp, shave, brush, flush, crashes, finished, admission, fruition, fiction, translation. So we have three realizations of the consonant. Yes, like in sure. Then usually we have a lot of words with sh, like in sharp, shave. And then you have tit, like in fiction, translation, education. So these are the realizations or the manifestations of the consonant sh. And then we have the consonant j. The consonant j is pronounced in the same way as the consonant sh, but it is followed by the vibration of the vocal cords. So in this, the consonant here is a voiced consonant. We have like pleasure, measure, Asia, amnesia, division, vision, garage. So as you see here, the consonant is realized with the shu here, the letter S-U-R-E, pleasure, measure. Many words pronounced with the j if you have this realization, or representation. Asia, with the S-I-A, you have Asia, amnesia. Many words in amnesia, in S-I-A. Then you have division. This is from divide, vision, and garage. If you have divide and you have division, vision, garage. And then we have Unit 8, Lesson 31, the consonant ch. The consonant ch is produced by raising the tongue towards the palate to close the air passage and opening it less suddenly. So if you compare with t, which is a plosive, and ch here, the separation of the tongue, the lowering of the tongue is not as fast, and when pronounced like t, top. Here, the separation of the tongue, the movement of the tongue going down is less suddenly. The movement of the tongue is followed by the rounding of the lips, but without the vibration of the vocal cords. And we have examples like in chant, channel, chime, branch, discharge, spinach, detach, chant, channel, chime, branch, discharge, spinach, detach. Here we have the ch, and these are usually the representation of the consonant sh. But we have to be careful because we also have character, which is not pronounced as ch, but we have character and also chaos. Lesson 32 is the consonant j. The consonant j is produced in the same way as j, except that the consonant here is voiced. It's voiced, but it's followed with the vibration of the vocal cord. So the j is a voiced consonant. We have like in judge, jealous, join, gender, generous, ginger, giant, danger, manage. So we have the consonant here is represented, is realized with the letter J over here, jealous, judge, join, and then we have GE, gender, generous, general, then also GI, ginger, giant, and then GE again over here with the manage and danger. Now let's practice lesson 29, the words with sh. Here I will pronounce the words one by one with the short pause or with the silence between the words, and please pronounce the words within the silence. You can practice it that way. Shelter, shameful, shaver, shower, shuttle, cashier, rubbish, brush, finish, selfish. Here we have the contrast between the sh sound and the s sound, like in show, so. Shall, sell. Shore, so. Shame, same. Shower, sour. Ash, as. Mesh, mess. Wash, was. Mesh, mess. Persian, person. Here we have the because of the consonant sh, and then we have the d over here. The d here is not pronounced as d, but it's pronounced of t here. So we have brushed. So in the list, we are going to have words with the sh sound and the influence of the consonant over here to the suffix. Let me read it. Brush, brushed. Rush, rushed. Washed, washed. Dash, dashed. Mash, mashed. Cash, cashed. Crush, crushes. Lash, lashes. Shred, shat. Shrine, shine. So here we have the crushes over here, crushes over here, crush, and crushes, lash, lashes with the is over here. But here we have the sh, we have the r sound, and the s sound. Shred, shed, shrine, shine. The next you have the sentences with the sh sound. I will read the sentences and with a pause after that, or with a silence after that. So please read the sentences or each sentence within the silence. The shirt in the shelf may shrink. The short man wore a shabby shirt. The loud shout came from the shop. She bought a new washing machine. The sharp comment shattered his hopes. The description shows a real condition. She has finished the speech transcription. Book translation is essential for education. He brushes and polishes his shoes every day. The shop assistant showed us the mushroom. Listen, certain the words with je, usual, Asia, Fantasia, amnesia, massage, pleasure, measure, leisure, seizure, closure, exposure, vision, conclusion, confusion, inclusion, exclusion, precision, seclusion, occasion, cohesion. Now we have the contrast between je and the je, and the je and cha. Now let me read one by one. Usual, usage. Seizure, seizure. Pleasure, pleasant. Genre, gender. Beige, badge. Garage, baggage. Explosion, exploitation. collision, colligation, precision, precession, inclusion, intention. Now we have the sentences with je. I'll read the sentences, and after that I have a short silence. Please read the sentences within the short silence. The conclusion is only an illusion. There is no pleasure in the seizure. The seizure was a wrong decision. The invasion cause is unmeasurable. The decision affects the food provision. They measured the land in their leisure. The explosion happened in the garage. The division does not change his vision. He comes here occasionally in his leisure. His unusual decision caused the confusion. Please pay attention, there is a mistake over here. It should be just je, not je. So je. So it's a type of mistake, it's je. The next we have lesson 31 in which we have ch. I will read the words and then after that in the silence after the word, please read the word so that you can practice the words. Cheese, chamber, cheerful, challenge, charming, research, butcher, bachelor, attach, spinach. Now we have a contrast between the ch sound and another sounds like in match and mash. And then please pay attention to the contrast of the two consonants, or the consonants in the first column and the consonant in the second column. Match, mash. Catch, cash. Watch, wash. Which, wish. Branch, brush. Chop, shop. Chalk, shock. Ship, 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 ship. Shear, shear. Here, because of the influence of the ch sound over here, then the pronunciation of the suffix on the ed sound on the es will be different. Now, let me practice, or let me read the words. Sketch, sketched. Fetch, fetched. Match, matched. Latch, latched. Breach, breached. Watch, watches. Bunch, bunches. Catch, catches. Leech, leeches. Speech, speeches. Here, because this is a ch sound over here, the es over here is like is, watches, bunches, catches, leeches, speeches. Now let's continue. You have the sentences. The chart showed the changes. Her speech touches the heart. He had much spinach in his lunch. He teaches the children cheerfully. Please teach me how to play chess. Charlie chose a cheap hotel and the beach. The lecture schedule has been changed. There was a bench in front of the church. They challenged the champion in the match. I attached the picture of the charming lady. Lesson 32, the words with J. Jacket, jungle, jealous, gender, ginger, general, manage, baggage, discharge, judgment. No, we have the contrast between the J and the Ch, and also the J and the Z sound. Let me read them. Jail, cheddar. Jack, chalk. Jane, chin. Choke, choke. judge, charge. Rage, raise. Wage, ways. Page, pays. Huge, use. Gauge, gaze. No, because this is a j sound and it has influence of the suffix over here. This is a voice consonant and therefore we have the d here. Let me read them. Merge, merged. Charge, charged. Plunge, plunged. Damaged, damaged. Enlarged, enlarged. Page, pages. Cage, cages. Judge, judges. Wedge, wedges. Manage, manages. Here we have the is sound here because this is j, and if you add es, we have is over here, pages, cages with the z sound in the end. Now let's continue. We have the sentences with j. Again, I will read the sentences with a short silence after each sentence. There is no jam in the jar. We enjoy his funny jokes. Jack is a generous gentleman. George got a job in a jewelry shop. A genius German developed the germ. The judge suggested the bank merger. The general manager didn't charge us. Kenny was jealous of his gentle manner. The jury rejected his subjective judgment. The general talks about gender and justice. Well, that's all. Thank you very much.